Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Florida home series is in full effect now. We have a very fun one up for you next, but I do want to go back a little bit. I've got Nameless with me, Momo as always. We want to talk about that OpTic game, man. What was that trap, boys?
Man, we were sitting in here and we just hear Joe Merck over and over going, this is the best trap I've ever seen in my life. And it really was. Dude, that was insane how they just flipped the gear and just started trapping them in the back there. Like, we haven't seen that OpTic Gaming all season long. You got to think Chino coming in is what changed that up.
Maybe. We do have the Florida Mutineers going up against the New York Subliners next. This is an elimination matchup. This is a big one. Florida currently sitting winless. So here on day one, they haven't done great. On day two now, it's go big or stay home. Like, they're out of the tournament, Momo. With New York looking as good as New York have, do you believe this is a turnaround moment for Florida?
I actually think this is where I'm edging towards Florida, but the reason being, again, New York had a sublime home series, the last one around, and going into this home series, everyone was hyping them up, and we talked about, speaking to players and coaches, everyone was talking great things about Subliners. The one thing that I kind of said was, I need to see consistency, I need to see them come out and do it again in the Mutineer home series, and obviously, we've only seen them play once, credit to them, we'll see what they bring here, but I think I've seen more consistency from the Mutineers. I think they bounce back. I think this is going to be a very close game, and I'm excited for it, but I am edging, and I don't know why, towards the Mutineers. I've got a feeling, man. I think they're making a bit of a comeback.
All right. Well, let's have a look at the game field keys to victory for Florida and see what they have to do in order to help just edge Phil over the edge there. And what do you think of that one?
Yeah, so what was it yesterday? It was for Mox to be consistent, right? Just play decent and they'll be fine. I believe he's the X factor for this team, and he dropped a .54 in the series. Now, is the blame entirely on him? No, but he makes it a lot easier for his teammates when he's playing great. So, like, that's not going to cut it, guys. A .54, he's got to step it up today, and I'm looking at him on this team to play a bit better.
I just think he was insanely unlucky in that first map one. Like, we saw the half point, like, it was just going so wrong for him. And even in the search, there was like 2 or 3 rounds where, like, he checks left, he checks right, and, like, yeah, it's just bad timing. But
that's the game,
these
right?
Things happen, man. That's the game. You got to do what you can and mitigate that one. Let's have a look at the game field keys to victory now for the New York Subliners. Now, and they're not a bad team, but what are they going to do?
Yeah, so for New York yesterday, I mean, basically what I took away from that series was if they win that Dom and they force a game 5, it potentially goes their way. So, like, today I'll be looking at them to clutch up in the final moments of domination. A couple of the players on the team, Temp and Attach, were playing great in that map. They just weren't able to close it out, and that's the communication at the end, right? So just, like, keeping composure and clutching up in that Dom, it'll be a lot easier for them.
Here's a question for you then, Momo. We've got our keys out of the way. We've done that. We know what these two teams need to do in the upcoming match. But I want to talk about the league overall. Like, do you feel like we're at a turning point now in the league? We've just seen the sort of transformation of OGLA with, like, I want to quickly get through this, but, like, do you think teams are starting to evolve? Do you think this has got kind of a new era for a lot of these squads? Like, this is halfway through the game.
I think within every Call of Duty, teams excel, and find the winning formula. Other teams learn from that, adapt, they watch. Everyone VOD reviews now. It's a very professional kind of standpoint. And when you're at the top, people are always kind of nibbling at your heels. And we're just seeing that again. We're seeing kind of those teams kind of recognize what the likes of, Dallas and FaZe are doing, and then they're learning from that. So you're always going to get these teams that go ahead, but other teams will always catch up. So that's the exciting thing. I think we're at a part where these other teams are catching up, and this is where we're going to get those closer games.
Indeedy, rather. Well, today's schedule, friends, we've got Subliners versus Mutineers now. They will, of course, be playing the winner of they will be playing Røkkr, the winner of this one. And this is an elimination matchup, so the losing team will be going home. We still have the London Royal Ravens going up against OpTic Gaming LA with a rematch a little bit later on today. That'll be very, very fun. I'm excited to get into this game, man. Really, really excited. Name us any other sort of key points you've got before we get into the quick scope here by the USF. Just any other points, bro?
I know that Phil was saying Mutineers are going to win this. I completely disagree. I think New York come out here and take this one. I think Zuma's going to have a huge series, and they're going to win this one.
That's a bold one. Well, the quick scope brought to you by the USF on your screen. And again, disparity, massive difference between two teams on paper. But, dude, you're right. The current form right now for the New York Subliners is good. Florida, maybe not as good. That weakness brought about by victory. Maybe some inconsistencies in the roster. But New York is just on the up and up, baby. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, etc., etc. Phil, do you really believe that Florida, you're still going that way? But you've seen the quick scope. We've got the maps and those coming up in just a moment. Are you still leaning?
I think the quick scope, you've got to take into consideration this is a new New York, and a lot of those kind of stats I don't really look at too much, but I think it's going to be a very competitive game. To be honest, I just love the back and forth, and it's nice to have Ant go for the way of New York. I'm feeling Mutineers. It just shows how competitive this league really is. But last time we did this, Nameless was absolutely spot on, and I was absolutely incorrect. So if you want to kind of judge by that, then maybe I'm wrong with this one. Excited to get into it though. We're of course going to jump on with.
I wonder what the sorry, cut you off. I wonder what the auto ban is for New York, because they played St. Petro versus FaZe. They fried them, and they got cooked by Ultra on that map. So it's just like,
let me check.
Super inconsistent. Or I'm wondering what their auto ban is, because I feel like they would have gotten rid of that one today.
While you boys are doing that little bit of background research, why don't we throw it to a little video piece? Why don't we get to introduce the Florida Mutineers?
Thousands and thousands of hours of hard work lead to this moment.
The Mutineers will go in with a small lead. The Mutineers will have the advantage.
Now they're on your point. Look how close it is, Joe! A millimeter!
What a round! What a round!
Okay.
Do enjoy those videos. They're getting better and better as we manage to populate them with gameplay clips. I remember at the start of the year it was just sort of like B-roll of Modern Warfare, but now the Florida Mutineers, their storyline starting to develop. The moment by moment we're adding to those video pieces, and now we've got a big one for them. The Florida home series has not gone the way they wanted to begin with, but we're slowly but surely able to turn that one around, one map at a time for Mork Skies, Frosty Pharaoh, and Havoc. Of course, they're the Dallas home series champions now, boys. During the break, I think you had a little bit of time to get through what you were looking about, and what was the answer to your question?
It wasn't that important. I was just wondering what their auto ban was, because I felt like a map like Cave would be good for them, and it looks like that's the map that they banned. But I would love to see accuracy on Cave, with that AR going off. But I guess they're still comfortable on St. Petro, even though yesterday it did not look great in it at all.
Indeed. So the York Subliners to the screen accuracy, attach, Zuma, temp, and of course Mac Melts, the latest addition to the squad. Mackenzie Kelly having a good time there on the roster. Again, results have been glowing, quite frankly, since he got under the team. I think for attach and Zuma, and again for accuracy, players who have won championships in the past, looking to add a few more to the trophy cabinet. But for Temp's still yet to get a big win, right? I mean, Donnie Temp's never done it, right?
He's got to win. I mean, Hook's left him in the dust now, right? Like, it was him and Hook. They were the two. Hook's gone and won 2 chips now. Come on, Temp. It's your time, right?
It's his time.
And now they find themselves in a loser's bracket situation. If they're going to win a tournament, this could be the one, because the competition isn't as thick as it has been at other tournaments. So, like, will they make the loser's bracket run? Not sure, but Temp is hungry for that win. Let me tell you, this guy's on all day, every day, and he's starting to return back to that form. Now they got Mac Melts. He's been way better, so that's good if you're a New York fan.
Indeed, he has been great for the New York fans. Momo, again, for a player like Temp, I thought he was going to get a win in Black Ops 4. Like, how do you keep hungry? How do you keep going, man? How do you keep getting out of bed every day and just grinding it out? What drives these players?
I mean, the longer it goes on, I'd say the hungrier you get, especially for a player like Temp. And he was amazing at Black Ops 4, like individually, but he obviously fell short a few times. And I think that hunger is still there. As he's trying to find himself a solid roster. He did that with the New York Subliners at the start, and everyone looked at this team to, be a quality squad kind of thing, but they fell short. They've made changes. He is still a part of that main roster, and he's vibing. Look at him. He's pulling off a bit of a wusk in a scraps right now. He's dancing around. He's feeling good.
All he had to do was just crouch behind the barrel and watch Cafe. And he would have killed, Dashie, and he would have won a championship. Like, that's all he had to do. He's his own worst enemy, man. So, maybe he's learned a lot since then. But, yeah, I think it's sort of the same thing that we used to, joke around about Clayster. He was like 400 days since his last win, and that fueled that fire. And now look at Clay. You can't stop this guy from winning. So maybe it'll work for him.
Can't end.
I think one thing as well, just to point out while Ant's here, obviously, is last time these two played against each other, and the reason I'm looking down is the stats here, is they played each other on Ramaza Hardpoint, Ramaza S&D, and Hackney Dom. Those were at the LA home series. They're the same 3 maps they're playing right here today. Of course, at home series, the Hardpoint went Florida's way only by about 25 points. The S&D went New York's way in around 11, and the Hackney went 188 to 130 won, a pretty convincing win for Florida. So I'm interested to kind of see the exact same map rotation in map 1, 2, and 3 be replayed, but with a different player. And I just thought, again, Ant might have something. How is Matt going to change those type of maps?
Well, what did you say? It was Ramaza, Gunrunner?
Double Ramaza, and then Hackney Yard.
Yeah, so, yeah, I mean, with Mac, that added pressure and that player who's willing to do that objective work, like, it changed New York so much in Respawn. We saw them dominating FaZe, just having that added aggression it's done wonders for them. So I think, especially with this map set, having a Hackney, even Ramaza can be like that at times around the hill and in those doorways. Like, they could be a completely new team in this series.
Yeah, the addition of Mac Melts, like we talk about it, it's great having that guy who's getting way more objective time on the board, so you free up the rest of the squad to just do whatever they want. And for attached to Zuma guys are that real fast-paced players. I mean, and is there anything else that Mac's really doing for the team you think that's giving him that added bonus?
I mean, other than the sheer aggression and being doing that objective work, his gunny is also next level. He wins those square up one-on-one gunfights 9 out of 10 times. So if he has to go first, he's getting the first kill, which is fantastic, and it just opens it up. It's just really nice to have in your squad.
It's a very, very good call, brother. And I think we're going to say goodbye to you now, dude, while we roll into the game. It's starting to load up. Appreciate it. Good luck.
That's my thing now.
Those search and destroy videos are fantastic. I really enjoy them. Well, thanks again, Nameless, as we get now into the game. This is an elimination matchup, boys and girls. The loser is going home. Thank you very much, Nameless. But now it is time to get into this one. The Florida home series. Your hosts, the Florida Mutineers, going up against the New York Subliners. Momo, here we go, brother. This is going to be a goodie.
It certainly is. And again, I'm going to say it once more before we get into this. Last time these guys played on the hard point, it was Ramaza. It's 250 to 222 in favor of Florida. So keep that in the back of your mind. See how this goes down. Keep your eyes on Mac. I think he is obviously a big difference maker. And I think Florida have improved, actually. Obviously, Ferro, that was his first home series on LAN, and he didn't have the best ones. He played much better online at the previous one, which we just saw. But jumping into this, again, to reiterate my point, I think Mutineers show us a different squad today. I think they were very, very lackluster yesterday, and I think we see something different. And what a way to start this here. You see Havoc, Morgs kicking things off already on that catwalk, selecting a couple of points here, 25 to the good, Miles.
Yeah, climbing up slowly but surely, and New York has been a little slow to get involved here. Taking care of down low. Meanwhile, the battle upstairs rages. Temp finds himself 2. 20 seconds remaining on this first hard point. We're going to be rotating soon to the electronic shop, which Florida Mutineers have got well and truly in hand. And again, a shout out to everyone watching from New York right now. Again, that inclement weather, that snowstorm, the polar vortex, or whatever the hell's going on over there. We hope you're staying warm and safe. Crazy times we live in, boys and girls. But wow, New York Subliners now back in with a chance here of the time, and they're about to try to hit that rotation. Ferro was doing what he can there to try to cut the reinforcement push out there across map, but handed it well there by the New York Subliners. Now we go over to the next hard point. We have Florida in control.
The last time I saw these guys as well playing, it was, on this map, and I just felt like it was the 3-piece from Silly versus Florida Mutineers, and the 3-piece from Silly again from the Mutineers. I think they fell short a little bit. I'm hoping that they really kind of come out here and just be confident on this map. I hope that's not kind of playing in the back of their minds, but they're clearly confident, gone with it with map number 1. They have secured themselves a nice little lead here, but accuracy coming in from their side does find one. Havoc and Sky is shut down 3. Temp finds himself a double. Can he answer back with a triple E? Cannot. Pharaoh gets the better of him. But a rotation over to the barbershop, Miles, and it looks like the Mutineers are just sneakily getting through those arches. They might have the spawns for next, and that double kill. Oh, Skies.
Oh, yesterday's featured player in the marquee matchup. Also, I believe, was he your Grubhub pick of the day, then, Phil? Love it.
He was.
Absolutely love it.
He let me down.
He did.
I told him. I said, you let me down, Skies, last night.
He did let you down. Now he's doing his best to bring this one back. And New York with control of the barbershop right off the rip. 50 seconds remaining in this hard point attack. He's going to be up first. He's got himself in the chair. The headrest is down, and he's doing the dirty work there on the hairline. Zuma on the flank, trying to take over these players, hit the side, and is going to allow accuracy now to come straight off spawn, find those kills. Zuma gets 3 in a row there. That was nice, bit of work and accuracy, taking care of those players down range. Challenging Skies in this position is not a good idea. He's going to back up, give the angle. Nice work. Take care of Havoc. There you go. That's why you don't want to challenge Skies in that position. But New York now trying to make themselves very much known here as they're going to get out of the hard point, try to flip those spawns again, but no. It seems like New York, they're still spawning on the far right-hand side of the map. Florida Mutineers with solid control here on Ramaza.
Yeah, look at number 5, Havoc, here, just kind of lingering. He's not, you know, his controller hasn't disconnected, don't worry about that. He's just kind of waiting. He's seen if anyone rotates out. He's been here for the last 20 seconds, and the rest of his team have been contesting. Now, what he is doing is obviously kind of trapping them back, and as this rotates over, look at that mini-map, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely nobody from the squad of New York's even close to this. In construction, a bit of a money hill, you can get a lot of time on this. Pharaoh's going to find himself a double. Frosty added to the mix as well, but Attach finding 2 back-to-back here now. And again, those first 15 seconds gone the way of the Mutineers. Are we going to see the Subliners break on through? It doesn't look likely just yet, but a quick flank here, and look where the Subliners are spawning, right at the back. I hope Mutineers have recognized this, and we'll see whether they have around now.
Yeah, no one's quite rung the alarms just yet. Accuracy's upstairs. There it is. He finds the kill onto Frosty. Hipfire comes out.
Oh, wow.
Great job again. As the shot's on a Havoc as well. Can't believe that one worked out. And this has been a great retake now from New York. Good job again from Accuracy. The run continues. It's 3rd in a row. There's a 4th in the name of Pharaoh on the other side of the rugs. But the nightmare has ended so far for Florida. Still, you have to make your way to the hard point now. 10 seconds remain. Going over to the ruins. I will say, Pharaoh sitting like 15 or 16 kills right now. He has been ramping up this game right now for the Florida Mutineers. Doing what he can. Temp continuing to apply this pressure. New York with a newfound sense of vigor here as they are trying to get themselves onto the point. Into ruins they go. Temp's in there first. There's a slight contest. Once that smoke clears, the gunfights are going to start ringing.
Yeah, it's an interesting one when that smoke goes down. You just don't know whether to be aggressive, defensive, but Temp finds his feet here. And again, we could be seeing our first lead changes. The Mutineers got off to such a strong start, but the Subliners are biting back here. And with such aggression, that's going to be your teammate Temp, but it doesn't matter. Head up, chin up, let's keep going. Accuracy, I will say, I've been very, very impressed with this map. Particularly, you saw him locking down the arches from the barbershop hardpoint. And now when we go to the arches here, he's just got himself in a great power position to give himself a huge advantage. Nameless said Zumu is going to have a huge series. He's on a 3 streak with 39 seconds as well. He's feeling himself. He's got a smoke in that back pocket, number 4 in a row for him. And the Subliners, Miles, they take the lead here for the first time in map number 1.
Yeah, beautiful work. I must admit, it's been a nice turn of events here for the Subliners. We saw the Florida Mutineers take an early lead here, but they have not let that get away from them. Now as we roll into our second set of rotations, it's part 2 of the hardpoint, if you like, friends, and it could well be a trilogy, I will say. So now we have bridge control going the way of the Mutineers. Mork's up high. Did not see that player coming behind him though. That will take him out. That's going to be Accuracy once again on the flank. Accuracy's done such a great job of finding these tiny gaps in the weakness here of the Florida Mutineers. These little openings that he's exploiting fantastically. 40 seconds now remaining on the hard point. Once again, Florida having to contest here in a big, big way.
I'd love to see Florida now off spawn kind of start to rotate down a little bit and go towards that second hard point. I don't want them to get a little bit overzealous, if you like, but it looks like the Subliners, credit to them, they've held this so strong. We nearly had a lead change at 129 apiece, but the draw came and the draw went away. Subliners continuing to hold, and I think this has been just amazing from the Subliners. They've held the line perfectly, they've contested at the right time, but most importantly, they've rotated and they've got full control of that electronic store, and you see that on the minimap. Shout out to our observers, of course, guiding you through all the action. Look at number 8, that's going to be Temp here, just holding the line at the very back. He's got an MP5, so he might want to swap positions, but pressured from the front here. What can he do? Just waiting for the Mutineers to push on through. Miles, we have a very close game on our hands. Last time it was 20 points, 25 points around that mark, which separated the two teams. I feel like it could be even closer this time around.
I will say this entire push has been fantastic here from the New York Subliners. They've handled this very well. Florida have opted to basically just only push through the sandbag side of the map, and now they've finally managed to clear past that red overturned bus to the right-hand side. Now they've got a chance of actually getting into the hard point. Morks is going to be the first one in, but it seems to be a very unwelcome guest right now as the New York Subliners are going to charge on through, try to get him out. A break here from Florida, but relatively late here in this hard point. They won't be able to get too much time out of it. Morks now, again, trying to atone for the game he had yesterday, sitting at 16-17. Oh, I will say that was a lovely shot. Not an easy one to make there on a zoomer.
No.
Dude, I will say, again, New York Subliners have done a great job of slowing down Pharaoh. Pharaoh started this game off very hot. He's a little tepid right now as he started to cool off.
Yeah, one thing I want to touch on as well, Morks had a bit of a horrible match, number 1. The one thing we saw was Seattle's coach, Joey Nubsy, kind of saying you hate to see Morks having to run an MP5. I want to say, credit to him, the versatility of Morks and this player. He might not have had the best map, but he's rocking an MP5 right now, and he's making it work here for Mutineers. But they are down and out, much love to Joey, of course, always in and amongst the talks on the old Twitter sphere. However, pushing forward now, New York are going to break that 200. Judging by that minimap, we are going to see a contest down at the barbershop. 25 points are still available. And it looks like the Mutineers, they are almost giving this up. They can't really push or contest for this. They might have to just set up for construction. Very good looking for Subliners right about now, Miles.
Yeah, they've got the kills, they've got the hardpoint time. The only thing they don't have right now is the rotation. Mac was trying to make something happen there by the bottom of school towards the top side of the map. But now they're going to have to opt to go right on through Courtyard, go through the electronics store. Morks is in a crucial spot right now.
Let's go, Morks.
He's in a crucial position now. He has to identify that play and deal with him as and well he can, and he's not going to be able to do it. The back has been opened up now. Havoc's going to be the next line of defense here for the Florida Mutineers. 2:16 on the clock. Here comes Mac. Here comes Attach. The utility going out, trying to slow them down as best they can. Explosive systems down on the point, but they're going to try to slide on through. Quick reposition from Havoc. Lovely shots as he's going to take on these attackers with as much as he can give them, but Mac finds the kill. Pharaoh from up high will get the back door safe for now, and that's a nice bit of a hold here from the Mutineers. However, it looks like Temp snuck in. It looks like he managed to get downstairs and he just goes down to Pharaoh, but he's bought tons and tons of time. And here come the New York Subliners. They've gone right in through. Morks is having to get him out from the bottom now, but it's just these little few seconds they keep adding up to 224 now and rising. It's only going to get more dangerous now for the Florida Mutineers to handle them in this hard point.
It feels like construction site is the burial ground for the Mutineers. The reason I say that, we saw Silly destroy them on that very map, and you saw them lose so many points. You see them have full control on rotation 1 here, and New York broke it so easily. Rotation 2, the exact same happens. I feel like that construction site just isn't working right now for the Mutineers. 190 to 241. Subliners, a very, very close ending here, and I tell you what, they might not have won the hardpoint Ramada last time around, but here, Attach on a 5 spree, looking to close things out, only 5 points away. A strong setup here, zooming in amongst Mac, finding a nice double as well. 25 and 21 for Mac with over a minute of hill time, and we're just 3 points away. You'd love to see New York Subliners close it out here, but the Mutineers are not giving up without a fight. Pharaoh's just broke 31. Oh my, it's going down to the wire.
It's just on accuracy to hold the line. He's got to get this done on his own, and he's going to get 4 kills in a row. There's going to be the last contest, and that could be the very last contest we see here in the map. Morks is the last one there, and the New York Subliners, with great control, with patience and true skill, they clear out that last hard point, and they take map 1 in the series.
Credit to them as well. I think Mutineers had an amazing start, and I go back to the construction site, and I said it was kind of the burial grounds of the Mutineers. They back to back now. The last 3 times I've seen them have this, it's just been a nightmare. They've had control 2 out of the 3 times, and they've just lost it so easily. We saw kind of Minnesota breaking from the back and take over all the points and get the rotation, and then we go back to this series as well, and we see the same from the Subliners. I don't know whether that's a weakness of the Mutineers or whether that's just, you know, strong play from the likes of Subliners and Røkkr, but moving forward, I'm sure that's one they're going to watch back on, improve. But for now, they lose that, and they lose that by around 55 points here, Miles.
That's big, man. I want to props to accuracy 32 and 27 to finish that one off. I was just having a look at the stat screen there. He went huge a few times there. It was those Ruins hardpoint. I mean, back to back, he was doing great stuff there. 24-19 for Attach, 29-22 for Mac, and a ton of hardpoint time. Big map out of him. Again, on the other side of the Florida Mutineers, they were just struggling to find those routes. Havoc, 17 and 27. He did have a minute 16 on the hard point, but difficult scenes, man. Really tough for them to really make anything happen there. New York Subliners, they had their number from start to finish. And again, it was those big individual wins. It was those long runs across map, hitting those rotations early. New York Subliners, they played that very well.
They did indeed, and as well, between Mac, Temp, and Accuracy, I think they had like nearly 45 assists between just 3 players, which is amazing. Again, just kind of shows the intensity that these guys are playing at. Accuracy actually dropping over 6,000 score. Shout out to him. I mean, that's nearly double the amount of what Havoc did on the lower side at 3,400. But overall, a strong map 1 for the New York Subliners. And again, it's just so funny to me that you kind of look back and you kind of look at this group, and when we came into this group of who you'd think would come out, it's crazy to the way it really broke down.
Yeah, man. So our Scuff play of the game is going to be the final 20 seconds of the hardpoint. And again, we talked about how brilliant accuracy had looked there on the Ruins hardpoint. And once again, man, this is him just ripping faces from this power position here. The very top of that gate is an incredibly powerful spot to be in, Phil. I mean, all he has to do is keep the hardpoint safe for the time being. His teammates are running in, trying to get those final few seconds. And as long as he keeps landing shots, it's all good.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of the easier jobs by all means, I will say, just to kind of hold that power position, aim down sight with an M4 and look at these submachine gun players running at you. But, you know, not everyone can do it as well as he can, it seems. 34 34, was it? 32 kills, I should say. And a minute and a half of objective time as well. Accuracy really stepping it up in map number 1. And again, let's not forget, this is an elimination match. You know, loser of this does go home, and it's very easy to kind of let these series get away from you. One map down, you know, two more, and the home team of the Mutineers, which I said could be in a final, could be going out the tourney.
Dude, they could be in a final. They truly could. I mean, just after day one's performance against Røkkr, it wasn't a great look for them. They've got to turn this series around. They have to turn the whole day around, but it's not looking too great at the moment for the Florida Mutineers. Plenty of time in this series to get things going, and I'm just going to say, I don't remember when I saw Havoc dye his hair Mutineers sort of like kind of bluey green teal color, but I do like it. I like it a lot.
I have not seen that. I'll be completely honest. I'll have to check that out during the break.
I admire the commitment to the cause there, but plenty of time right now for Florida to turn this series around. However, for New York, man, this is a fantastic opportunity to start to build some serious momentum into this tournament. Start to change the minds of the analysts, of the players, the fans, you name it. They're a real team. They've come to play, but here we go. It's going to be Mac with Bomb on offense now as we roll into the Search and Destroy.
Let's not forget, of course, Røkkr are in the waiting for the winner of this. You know, they'll be wanting to play as soon as possible, of course, but will they get the rematch against the Mutineers? Will they get a new challenger in the Subliners? Either way, we could have a very interesting Group A. Search and Destroy, it feels like a hard point, Miles. It feels like a hard point it was that aggressive and that fast. I was talking, and wow, Mutineers 1-0. All over by the bomb site there. That was absolute destruction.
Absolute destruction. I mean, sometimes it works out like that. You just make the perfect read on where they're going to be, and next thing you know, everyone's dead. Lovely start for the Florida Mutineers. That is exactly what you wanted to have after the ending to that hard point. Still, you got to do that 5 more times. It was, of course, first to 6. And here we go. I want to say a shout out to Lottie, who's been working on a pandemic beard, apparently. She's doing great.
No idea what you're talking about.
I think the chat knows what I'm talking about.
Well, I definitely don't.
We're doing it again! Wait, we're doing it again! They're all in the mid. They're all just screaming at each other in the middle of the gunfight through the doorways.
This is the second hard point. Do you not realize the second hard point is over by B bomb site? They just all run at it. They try and contest. Mac nades his teammate Attach. Attach finds 2. Mork trades out, and suddenly we're in a 1v2. This is hard point with no respawn.
Yeah, Mac's last one left here. Slow and steady. He could do this, but Pharaoh and Morks with that bomb, I think he's going to be sitting towards site. Mac is feeling antsy, man. Oh, he finds the first 1v1 against Morks. Will he be able to get away? Get a bit of a health regen. Pharaoh with a nice tag through the walls, going to get it done. Florida Mutineers get another round, but it's getting closer and closer, I will say. These are the most frantic, frenetic rounds of Search I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I need these guys to slow down. I might need to send a message. This is too much for me. Too much to handle here. These rounds are going by too quick. But I'm sure these guys will maybe change something up. I'd say the Subliners might. They're 2-0 down, but it's been coming down to the wire here. We're going to jump back on board with the Mutineers in the offense. See what they've got for us here. Sky's yet to pick up one, as is Accuracy and Zuma. Already on 3 kills, though. Morks and Attach. Round number 3 underway.
So players with no kills, I mean, what can you do? Just throw yourself through the archway and hope for something special. much slower this round.
Launch yourself in there. Cannonball.
Loop yourself up, slide through. That's all I'm saying now. Right on through. Frosty's trying to get involved upstairs, and Attach and Mac have having none of it. They take care of Havoc as well. Minute left on the clock. New York still going towards A. Morks is trying to watch down low, but I mean, little does he know this player's right now. Pharaoh, lovely work there. Morks actually did get his kill on the other side of the map, so good hold here. Pharaoh, little does he know there's no one really in position here, but he does want to hold that spot as the transition now from New York. They're making their way through mid. They've given up on A. Mac's going to check these corners, and Pharaoh could be truly gifted. He saw the door. Pharaoh gifted with 1, and he does get away.
No. You don't do that. He nearly got away with his life there. Quick acting from Pharaoh. The bomb's going to go down, but a 2v2 here. Skies and Morks. Accuracy and Attach. Attach has been lights out so far in the Search and Destroy. Morks pops the dead silence. Looks for a player. I think he knows that they're up there. Here's the little slide. Well, I certainly heard it. Accuracy's going to fall short, and Skies picks up Attach. A great 2v2 played out by the Mutineers means round number 3 will be going their way.
Whew. There were moments there where it could have worked out if Pharaoh had transitioned to A site a lot faster. Honestly, you had a free site there for New York to come into and arm the bomb, set up for the attack, and get ready for it. This was the final moments for Skies. Catching attached there. Lovely work. Easy defuse there for Morks. But wow, what a crazy search this has been. 3-0. Florida Mutineers looking great.
All right, well, a nice clutch up once again. We saw a 1v1 for Pharaoh, a 2v2 for Morks and Skies. What a Subliners got here on the defense. Tem just watching down low. Havoc shutting down Zuma.
It's slow. Like this nade from Havoc right over there. Trying to keep that bomb moving towards A. There's no one home on the defense. Again, enough noise being made by Skies here towards that top cafe position. Tagged up. I mean, well, this is very fluid.
Polite.
Yeah, shut the doors.
Polite of Skies just shutting the doors behind him.
Well, Mama raised him right. Mother's Day tomorrow. Temp, though, in a great spot. Nice tags there on Morks. He's going to push that player back. But again, the bomb has managed to make its way straight towards the A side. So now with that being said and done, the bomb going down, Sky's trying to clean up the bottom of the cafe, and he will do. He did drag out and cleans up these dirty plates. Lovely stuff. Pharaoh from up high with a pistol. Lovely work again. Mac all in his lonesome. That's another round.
Oh, hate to see that from Mac. Unfortunately, left all alone. I just want to credit Skies for the plays downloading the cafe there. Great little challenge on a one-on-one, but then repositions himself and anticipates the push from another member of the opposing team. Great stuff from Skies there, really just putting his team in a good position to close out that one. But the search and destroy turning out to be a little one-sided, even though they're coming down to these clutch moments here. Mutineers are coming out on top every single time, it seems.
And this is what it felt like when we saw Mutineers play Røkkr yesterday. There was these fantastic rounds. The endings are incredibly close and super tight, but one team has to win it. And right now, definitely the Mutineers. Aggression once again from New York as they make their way through mid. Accuracy now post up, trying to watch over the B site. Smoke's not going to make that any easier for him, but when it clears, he and his teammates will have to contend now with the Mutineers on site. Pharaoh taken clean care of there by Mac. Havoc's trying to watch his players through mid. Can't protect his legs though from the stairs. That's going to be one thing. Morks unable to make accuracy pay for the punishment he delivered upon to his teammates earlier into the round, and now in the bottom of the gun shop. Skies is starting to feel the pressure now. Clinical clearance there from New York as they managed to pin Skies down, take care of him without losing a single player in that entire exchange. And that was true precision. Havoc, though, finally gets accuracy off the top of gate. And now in a 1 versus 3, Phil, what's he got?
He's got a huge challenge on his hand. He's going to defuse the bomb in 40 seconds, maybe take out 3 players. This is where you need to channel your inner Tom Cruise and start going a little crazy here. As he might start abseiling down some windows, buildings, I don't know. No, it's not going to happen. Max shuts him down. But again, that's just a situation which, again, I don't know what percentage you want to give him there, but mine would be around 1 when it's a 1v3 defusal situation. Completely locked out, completely locked down. Subliners, though, a much needed round on the board here, Miles.
Man, it was starting to get ugly. Mutineers to stop the bleeding, or for the Subliners to stop the bleeding there was essential. Offensive round now for the Mutineers to, I mean, honestly, if they do another super aggressive round, something very, very high octane, they just pump on through to these bomb sites. The kills mid-map have been great for the Mutineers so far, and everyone knows himself on the map point. Temp pushing through smoke on defense, trying to just get an angle towards these players coming through ruins. There's only a couple of them there. They've committed now to the push. Zuma trying to flank these players through mid. Good timing. Finds himself that first kill of the game for himself.
Those doors slamming back and forward. Sounds like a hungry child upstairs, but not going to be getting any kills for it this time around. Temp and attack will try to combine those. Skies revealed his location and tickled as he ran away there. Left in a very awkward position, and again, this is New York just kind of asserting their dominance. Look where the bomb is. Look where the players from the Mutineers are as well. This is not a good position for Florida.
Yeah, they're having to play this effectively from one angle right now. Zuma's just applying pressure on the Skies. It almost just feels like it doesn't need to happen, and the kills come through. Great job from New York there. A solid round on the defense. And they cleaned that up. Mac, good angles. They just keep pressuring Florida into positions where they simply couldn't win. It was Mission Impossible 2 there, Phil. Not the best Mission Impossible in the series. If the first one was pretty good. Yeah. The second, not a good one. I mean, shout out to, I think it was John Woo, but still. MI3 coming up next. Honestly, very, very good.
Miles, a big film advocate. I try and keep up with some of these references. I know probably about 7% of them, but Mission Impossible, we'll say, great. Anyway, 90 seconds on the clock here, round number 7 underway. And of course, if you missed it, New York lead by 1 here in this knockout match. Florida trying to make it a little bit more even. Morks and Mac, though. A little tongue twister for you here in round number 7. Skies damages 1, runs away with a pistol, quick reload. Uh-oh, sees the feet of Mac, tickles him again. Oh, just sneaking away. Gotta go for the re-challenge. Finds 1, finds 2. Pharaoh finds the 3rd, and the Mutineers light up the kill feed. 10th last alive for only a brief second from a fadeaway off the balcony there. I hope we get to see this. That was a great kill.
Disgusting. Disgusting two-piece up top. It was Havoc with the final kill, but man, Skies up close with the M4. I mean, okay. So going back to Mission Impossible, right?
Okay.
Coming up next in the series. Coming up next in the series, we've got Ghost Protocol. Again, not a great one. Okay, and I kid you not, it's a big change to the format. We added a lot of new actors. I don't know how I feel about this one. If we're equating New York Subliners, we're equating Florida Mutineers offensive rounds to Mission Impossible films. This one may not be the best for them, but we'll see how this plays out.
Miles,
not a bad start.
Keep up.
Act 1 is looking good, Phil.
I don't care. Frosty's on a tear. Smoke down. Morks is shooting him as well. Frosty's in and behind. Partnered up with the Dead Silence. Good night accuracy. Sleep well in the bedroom. As he will find himself. Surely not Mac as well. Tags him up. Frosty's feeling himself here. I don't know whether it's the final Mission Impossible film, Miles, but it feels like it could be here. As round number 8 comes to a 2v2 once again, and the clutch factor from the Mutineers have been great. Does it end here, Miles? Tell me the story.
I don't know, mate. We're going to keep watching this one. Mac, great job on the offense there. No, it doesn't. And as I told you, Phil, for the Florida Mutineers, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, definitely not the best one in the series for them. But wow, what a round for the Subliners. Sorry. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm sure you can tell. That was honestly insane from the Mutineers, man. That start, Phil, I was like, this is over. I was ready to flip the table.
I was getting hyped the way that the Dead Silence just popped, the 3-piece came in. I was kind of like just taking over from your Mission Impossible talk, and I really just was trying to close out the game. But New York keep it competitive. Mac finds number 10, and we sit here with round number 9 underway. New York, is the comeback on? Is it possible?
Oh, another aggressive start. What? He's unable to get the kills. Temp actually manages to push back. Oh boy. We've changed this one just a little bit. Okay, Rogue Nation's up next. Again, not bad. Oh, Morks does just about back.
No, Morks, you cannot do that!
He gets the kill. It's now a 2v2. Pharaoh managed to get Zoomer in the end. And oh, Mac, can you keep this run going? Dead Silence for Pharaoh watching the door, but up close with the MP5. Makes it a 2v1. Skies now. Last player left alive.
Whew. Number 11 for Mac. Miles. Not planting the bomb just yet. Look at that rotation. Skies might spot them when they just walk. Oh no, bad timing.
He didn't see it. He didn't see it. And they've got the bomb, Phil. They're across the map. Here's the arm. And now, Phil. Beep, oh boy.
Beep. Roll the music.
Mission Impossible. Rogue Nation. 38 seconds for now Skies to make his way across map. Oh, he definitely saw a face there. He definitely saw the face of Mac. And this, oh my god. Pistol from the ladder! No, not going to happen. Honestly, I thought he may have, I don't know, he was just going to repeat that one. But wow, the New York Subliners. We're going back, Phil. Another round. See him,
like, on this kill cam as he climbed that ladder, like, pistol out, just... Oh, could have been something special. Could have been something out of a movie, but it wasn't to be. Comeback after comeback. Another round in the back pocket of the Subliners. These guys were down, certainly not out, but the knife of what I believe... Who was that with the knife? Was it Morks?
Down low. Morks down low. We both lost it. Now, I will say, Florida Mutineers on an offensive round. If we're still equating these rounds to Mission Impossible films, we're now to Mission Impossible Fallout, probably the best film in the series. So, if you're a strange man, or a strange woman, or anything in between, this could be it. Florida Mutineers trying to make something special happen here. Oh boy, Max, naughty nade. Straight through the bottom mid. Tags are there, but no kills just yet. Temp's nade's going to get the first blood. And Mac now trying to keep the hunt going down low. The Ethan hunt, if you will. Okay, I'll stop.
My goodness, Miles. I got that one, though. I'm proud of myself. I'm not going to lie. 50 seconds are on the clock. Temp finds Havoc. All of the Subliners still awake. And certainly turning it on here, attaching Mac. This is going around 11, baby. Oh,
wow.
My word. I mean, Mission Impossible has been the theme of this Search and Destroy, and a certain mission which has gone all the way to the comeback of New York Subliners. Miles, how does this saga end? What goes on?
I don't know. I mean, with COVID changing
Are we out of films?
No, Tom Cruise is still going, man. As long as there is blood coursing through that man's veins, he's making Mission Impossible films. But round 11, here we go, dude. Here we go. Wow, this has been a ridiculous Search and Destroy. I have loved this one. I'm not going to lie, man.
What was this? This was 4-0, right?
Yeah, this is it, man. This is it. So we're out of Mission Impossible movies. We've run out of references here. We're now making
the final movie. Mutineers versus Subliners head-to-head. Max, Zuma. Uh-oh, Miles, he's all falling apart.
He's found
they
two
were 4-0
up. Dude, Zuma found 2 right off the rip. He and Mac, they read the play towards A perfectly. Wait, Skies is back. What? It's finished. What a... Subliners. Oh,
impossible.
Clearly not a critically acclaimed series, Phil. Boy, howdy.
It's one of my favourite casts ever.
Dude, honestly, I cannot believe New York brought that back 3-0 down. They clawed those one back. Brilliant stuff from the New York Subliners. Damn. Florida. Oh, dear. 14-6 from Mac, though. Okay, you know what? That... I will not forget that one for a long time, dude. That was a great, great search from New York. A lot of fun to cast. I hope you enjoyed it as viewers, but wow. Phil, 2-0 in the series.
Deep breath. I said Mutineers would be the final. Deep breath.
What's going on?
I have no idea. That was phenomenal from the Subliners to keep composed. Mac dropped 14. I mean... What do you say? They were 3 or 4-0 down. Incredible comeback. The Mutineers were the clutch factor at the start of that, but GG's around 11. It was round 11 last time, and it went to the Subliners, I believe, on that very map and mode. So here we go. I mean, there it is.
It felt like the Mutineers could do no wrong, mate. But now the tables have certainly turned with their backs firmly against the wall. This series will self-destruct in 3 maps potentially. See you after the break.
Call of Duty League is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Stay connected to what matters most with the best value in wireless.
is the Florida steal. They steal.
The Florida Mutineers are just the one team no team wants to play.
Look at the streaks for the entire team. All of them going off.
Havoc, Mork, Skies, Frosty, and the new addition, Pharaoh. When you look at this roster, it's not something that oozes and screams championship roster.
A lot of these guys had really good years. Few of them were from the Gen G roster.
Gen G! They mean business, Joe!
And they added Pristini, the world champion, and you were just hoping he brought the leadership that those 4 players needed to bring them to the top.
Now the push from Florida. The shots are there, but they've got onto the point with that one. The Florida Mutineers have done it.
I think they live or die by Mox. Mox has shown that he can use that MP5 and play at a really fast pace.
Sweet child of mine. Pharaoh is on an absolute rampage right now.
When Pristini wanted to take a break, Pharaoh enters this lineup. They gained firepower.
Adding Pharaoh to the roster, add this flair in Search and Destroys, add something different to the roster.
I think the X factor for the Florida Mutineers is Frosty.
Did you see him, Frosty? Did you?
Frosty! Oh my God!
He can really start to get himself more involved in the slaying. Florida Mutineers are going to be tough to beat.
If Mutineers are going to show signs of life, it has to happen now.
I do think the Mutineers are underrated in the public eye.
Can they improve? Yes. Can they start knocking teams down? Yes. My worry is I've not seen the consistency out of these players or team ever.
Can they continue to get to finals? Can they continue to get to semifinals? If that becomes a consistent basis, I think that's when people will buy in.
Now the victory lap. Florida Mutineers, your Dallas home series victors.
We've already seen these guys take one home series. I think if they can capitalize, build on the momentum that they already have with Pharaoh, they can be a very dangerous team.
I predict this team to be top 6 the rest of the season and a consistent underdog threat.
And Florida closed it out. An unbelievable series.
Will the series self-destruct in 3 maps for the Florida Mutineers? We certainly hope not, because right now that team has got to turn something around. Of course, this is the Florida home series here at the Call of Duty League, and we want to see them turn this one certainly around, but they have not had great starts, let's face it, Phil, to their tournaments.
No, I mean, highlighted right there, Real Ravens, FaZe, Ultra, and Røkkr have now beat them their first match, and I think that's just really frustrating because, again, we talk about getting off to a good start in a tournament, and it's just the complete opposite for the Mutineers. It feels like they're all kind of always clawing their way back or trying to get back into the game, and that's not what you want. I'm sure they will turn that around, and when we'll see that, we'll have to wait. But for them right now, it's not about the first game. It's about the second one. They're 2-0 down to the Subliners. They're 1 map away from being eliminated from their own home series.
There indeed. Let's have a quick look at that US Army tactical play. This was going to be that round 11. Brilliant read there from the New York Subliners. Mac and Zuma both making their way towards top scaffolding and just cutting out the entire play there from the Mutineers from the get-go. It was brilliant stuff, Phil. And again, dude, you can do no wrong. From after that, it was what the remaining 2 members. The crossfire was set up there. I think the Mutineers had basically committed to the entire A push there, and it was just not really going to work out after the kills from Zuma there by the bottom of the catwalk. And excellent stuff from the New York Subliners. What a read. And now, a domination, brother. Phil, where do you put the Florida Mutineers' chances now we're in the domination?
I mean, if we're talking Domo only, I do want to go back to the stats. I'm just going to bring them up, and the reason I'm looking down sometimes for you guys. I'm always looking at these stats on my phone here. But the last time they played Domination at Hackney Yard, it was 188 to 131 to Florida. A very, very convincing victory. Fun fact for you, New York are 1-7 on Hackney Yard Dom. But I do understand, and again, a very important part is that's not with Max. So they clearly feel more comfortable to be playing this. But their 1 win, ironically, came against Atlanta, one of the best teams in the game. So let's jump on in. Let's rock and roll. Let's get some Mutineers and Subliners on your screen, and let's have some fun.
Well, fun for one of these teams, for sure. Florida, the last thing we're going to be doing is sitting out 3-0 in the home series. Frosty, nice work from up high. Going to stop the secure at B there. Brilliant stuff to just pump the brakes there on the play there from the New York Subliners.
Yep. No trophy system, though, down on B, so that grenade's going to come through. It's going to connect. And the Subliners as well, I think a lot to prove. They went in, I feel, against Toronto as the favourites. I think a lot of people have put them through on beating them on that one. So for them to lose, go down to the knockout series and have to play what is a championship team, it's a tough ask. But again, if these guys can bounce back here, come out with a hot 3-0, I think a lot of people will be like, okay, New York, they've arrived here.
Yeah,
11-8 scoreline. But yeah.
We're waiting to see if New York can really come alive, and a win against the Mutineers here would be great for them. But Mutineers now getting themselves back onto the B flag, now have to contend with a bit of a push through mid-map from the New York Subliners, and it looks like they've managed to hold the line there. Mork's doing what he can there from down low. Frosty still stays alive on B. Look for that number 4 though, Pharaoh. He's very, very slowly making his way across the top end of the map. He's going for that A push, but he is going to run into some testing now from Zuma. Good shots, not enough quite there to get accuracy, but Frosty's going to keep the pace, keep this play alive. But oh wow, accuracy. Great job up close there with the stun and the M4. As New York are not letting that A flag go.
I will say as well, we saw the minimap was 0, the number 0 that is, I'm not trying to troll, don't worry, who just kind of walked in and just took B by storm with Zuma. A nice double kill just kind of stops and halts Mutineers, but they do eventually get it. Now we see accuracy getting up close and personal, which isn't, you know, the norm in something like this. Usually he's kind of fighting his battles from a distance with that M4, but accuracy's been really solid this series and he's really performed well. So again, to close this one out in style is a current draw at 29 apiece. A and B now in the hands of the Subliners.
Got A and B for now. I mean, New York took every single shot that the Mutineers could have possibly going their way. Hit them on the chin, bounce back in a great way to take B. Now you're going to see what Florida can do is try to push through mid. They've got one player there on the flag, but now Zuma's going to cut him down from behind. Good job on the high ground there, keeping that B flag safe. Once again, we are seeing the Mutineers try to make their way in towards A, but now Subliners are having absolutely none of it. Now they're starting to push things out and make things look a little bit more dangerous. I think we could see a sort of 10-15 point lead here start to develop. And Subliners, Florida, I mean, they're struggling somewhat. They've managed to finally get onto the B flag. Kills are starting to go their way, but again, I don't know, man. It's the way New York are playing this right now. I just feel so confident in their abilities. They've just spawned left-hand side of the map. They've spawned on the left. They've got C-Fill. Can they do wrong at this point?
Again, Mutineers, they push up, they go for B. The whole 3 of Subliners just spawn at C. One of them takes it off them. A's changing hands, so that's going to be a spawn flip as well. But this could credit Mutineers in the long run here because they'll get A now. It's whether they can keep B over the next minute and a half here to close out round number 1 of this domination. But 51-46 here as Havoc finds himself 5 in a row, and the Mutineers again line up that kill feed. Sky's now with a 5-2.
Yeah, Mutineers now finally starting to get the kills, keeping Subliners scoring at the top left-hand side of the map and forcing him to push through green, trying to keep the mid-map safe now. It's going to be Florida holding control of B. They've got players up top of the map. They've also got somebody sitting back. It's going to be Mork playing that one very, very slowly, keeping the A flag safe on the top right-hand side of the map. Now, let's go for a very quick OpTic Gaming listening to the Florida Mutineers. You can see how they hold on to the A and B flags.
Bottom reinforce B. Go Donnie's top hill. Watch my AC hop up.
Yeah, he's flanking mid, I think.
Hey, it could be mid. It could be your mid. Yeah, I'm coming to help you on mid. P1 outside P1. P1, 2 P1. Yeah, reinforce P1. One more P1. I reinforce B. He's in P1. P1 on me.
Nice job, Jim.
We're in P1, Lamar. I grab. You went into P1, I think. Yeah,
I'm putting out a lead.
Lamar's in P1. Yeah, what was their middle? Middle right now. Max their middle. Our crates.
Yeah, our double
crates. On B. Our crates right now. Alright, here. Fight him in our door.
I'm coming door.
Top of the BC dead. One in P1, so Tommy. Top hill. Yeah, I'm getting out of mid. Try to cap this. Yeah, cap it. He spoke down mid.
One bottom hill, guys. Bottom hill.
I'm on point. Bottom hill. I got both of them one shot. Bottom hill. Why did both of them one shot? Nice Sam.
Jumping
in.
Bottom
P1. Nice. Try to cap you guys.
Two of them there. Oh, he came one side. Bottom hill.
There's one shot.
Oh, yo, top green.
Bottom hill attached. Kill me.
Alright, top green one.
Try to get this B cap.
Just wait.
Nice. One more top green.
Yeah, middle, accuracy? Yeah, mid, yeah.
No, accuracy, one hop up, AC hop up.
One shot.
He's dead.
Nice, good shit, good half.
Best side.
Alright, let's go. A good side now, boys. Nice shot, man.
Thank you, baby. That was a good half, though. Good job, guys. Let's fucking turn up the heat now.
Yep, let's fucking go.
Okay.
Alright, yo, listen, do you guys want me to check Greenaway or Jay?
Yeah, you can.
No, do your thing.
Alright, yeah, you want me to watch?
Time to turn up the heat. You heard Morks, and I will say, Phil, very cool comms actually from the Florida Mutineers. Not really sweating it. I mean, they're trying to stay as pretty chill as they can, and so far so good, keeping that lead up.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed very positive, obviously, within the communication. I was kind of I was kind of listening to the very start, and it's interesting. You usually get these comms, obviously, in the middle of a game, a hard point, a dom. I like listening at the start of rounds, you know, explaining, like, you know, do you want me to do that? Do you want me to go here? So I'm sure we'll get some more of those on your screens for you to listen to as well. But a 10-point lead here for the Mutineers. Strong stuff as Zuma and his partner in crime here takes over B. And look at the aggression now. This is going to be maybe a neutralization onto A as well. Bad news here for the Mutineers. They might have had the lead, but they do not have a flag. It's going to be a triple cap coming in. And Miles, we know that this can get a little bit out of control. The triple cap is denied for a second, and we are going to see that go back in the hands of the Mutineers. But this is a strong push. Look at number 0, Zuma. I don't want to say on the flank, but he's causing a menace behind them.
Yeah, really. I mean, even the fact that there was a trip cap there for a matter of seconds, it just shows that the entirety of the Florida Mutineers roster is going to be isolated in one part of the map. They're not going to have enough, you know, leeway to get out there and get across to try to put pressure on B, or maybe even, you know, flip C if they really wanted to. But like, they're trapped now. They're in a bit of trouble.
This is where they've got to be careful, and I'm glad the observers brought the minimap there, because again, they started to push up on A, and I was thinking they're going to spawn at C. One of those players from the Mutineers did spawn at C, but he doesn't turn around and go for it. He opts to go right through the middle, and I think that could have been maybe a missed opportunity, but a nice little drop shot from Donny Temp there. Finds himself a wild Frosty, and again, trying to keep control of B is going to be unsuccessful. But what a close map we have on our hands. Just 1 point separating the two teams. Mac shutting down Pharaoh, and Zuma denying Skies of anything more. Neutralization, and a kill comes through from Temp. I tell you what, Morks is right for both squads. The heat has been turned up.
Yeah, Temp is frying right now, man. The marksman is starting to heat things up. Starting to get this one going. Actually, now pushing himself in these top positions, trying to keep the pressure on B, keep that defense high. You have the A flag for now from the Florida Mutineers. That's all good and well, but they have to do what they can now to get in a B. And the defense from Subliners has been good so far. It looks like Frosty managed to just slip the net for a moment, but he was cut down immediately. The spawns now for the Florida Mutineers on the north side of the map. Top end of green. They're going to have to do what they can to cut through mid now. Start applying that pressure. Keep the Subliners trapped towards C. They have to get onto B as quick as they can, but attach, man. Still holding the line. Zuma's doing what he can now as well. The body's now stacking up for the Subliners on B flag. They have not let this go, Phil, and with 2 minutes 30 left on the clock, there's a decent amount of time for them to walk away with this.
Again, great movement from Attack, you know, credit to him. He just kind of seemed to know when to shoot, when to back off there. He kind of lay down in B, just bided his time. The whole of the Mutineers are going to spawn at C now because the aggression onto A, but that is A-OK here, as Attach is going to find himself the spawn flip, and now with B under control, he's going to capture A. And again, this lead is starting to increase. Miles, there is 2 minutes on the clock. There is an 11-point lead and a 2-flag lead here for the Subliners. This is not good for the Mutineers. They're at their own home series here, and look at that minimap. It is dominated by New York Subliners. Number 5, Havoc, though, he needs to go huge.
He's got to go absolutely massive right now. He could probably get this cap to work out. Number 2, Skies can back him up there for a brief moment, but we still have to worry about the rest of the Subliners squad. They're all spawning in the middle of the map. They're going to be able to hit this A flag so quickly, and accuracy straight in on point. Once again, another 1v1. He wins when he needs to. 2 players now right off the rip. Skies is going to come through. Skies is going to get 1 kill. Can he find the second with a knife? No, he cannot. A flag goes back to New York. And B flag still made safe. Florida have not been able to get out of this trap. They've been forced into the C pocket for now, and Temp is just shooting fish in a barrel right now as the Mutineers. Oh no, it's starting to fall apart. Still a minute 15. They can still pull something back.
They can. I want to give it a lot of credit to Mac as well. I'm just keeping my eyes out on that minimap as well. He was in B there, and as that was all going down at A, and Donny Temp was pushing up top L, shooting plays in the back, Mac won 3 individual 1v1s there, just denying everything at B, and look at him go, still on a bit of a tear, finally gets shut down by Morks. But we have a 22-point lead with 50 seconds left on the clock here. We might need a triple cap here for the Mutineers to stay in their own home series. They're down 2-0. A and C are in the hands of the home teams right now, but B neutralized. Subliners don't even need it, don't even jump on it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. That could be it. 35 seconds left. The New York Subliners may have just drowned the Mutineers here at their own home series in a 3-0 fashion. I mean, it's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. New York have stunned the Call of Duty world in the last few events we've seen them at. And I feel I'm beyond surprised. I'm very impressed, but we're seeing it on screen, man. 170 to 142, whatever that number will be by the time the game ends. It is over. The New York Subliners, They have gone and done it. It is a 3-0 victory over the Florida Mutineers. Jokes and fun aside, that is a fantastic result for New York. And that is a shocker for the Mutineers.
Yeah, it's an incredible result. I doubled down on the Mutineers. I really thought this was a tournament they can go far in. You heard kind of the discussions before the series as well with Nameless, who was firmly on the side of New York, and rightly so. That was a very strong show. And the Search and Destroy for me is where it all fell apart. They were 4-0 up. You know, like we said, all jokes aside, you know, that comeback from New York was incredible. You know, they maintained composure through, you know, a deficit of that margin in Search and Destroy, and also, you know, a deficit at one side of the domination as well. Credit to New York, they were fantastic.
Yeah, commiserations there to the Florida Mutineers. That's a stinger. That really is. But New York, brilliant stuff. 3-0 there. Stats now coming up, friends, for those of you who need those. And wow, I mean, stats, I don't know if they matter after that one. Florida just took the hands there at the hands of the New York Subliners. Brilliant work from them. Cannot give them enough props. That was a clinical second round when they got given the good side towards A. I mean, New York, Phil, they played that so well, man. I mean, they identified the pushes, they held B so well. When the aggression was there, when New York didn't have A control, they forced the spawn towards C, where the Subliners, where the Mutineers were then spawning. Once you got them trapped at C, it was over for the Mutineers. They had no game plan, or no effective game plan, to break through green, to break through to B, and get themselves on towards that A flag. I mean, the only thing you can really do when you have C control is try to go for A. You've got to give up on that B push, because it's so hard to run across that great big open courtyard, run through that big open mid-map space, which is essentially a kill box, trying to get into B. You have to route round through green, and Florida just did not have the chops. They could not break through that hold that the New York Subliners had on them, dude. That was New York, baby. That was fantastic.
It really was. New York, again, came into this tournament much like the Mutineers with a point to prove. Mutineers wanted to prove that they were a championship caliber team. They fall short here. Their own home series, 0-2. But the New York Subliners, again, come out. They show what they're made of. They fell short to Toronto, and a lot of people, I'm sure, were down them at that time as well. But they come back in the loser bracket. You know, we're going to see New York now face off against Røkkr, a very, very tough match. It's going to be interesting to see a different matchup, because that would have been a rematch between Røkkr and Mutineers. But overall, an interesting game, Miles, to kind of take away. We saw the good, the bad, the ugly in that series, and I'm excited to see more of Subliners and more of Mac, if I'm being honest. Again, I was keeping my eyes out on his number on that minimap, and he was causing a lot of damage in that B warehouse.
No, he really was, dude. He really, really was. And again, Good, the Bad, the Ugly, Phil, another very, very good movie. We've got an updated bracket on its way, friends. And again, the winner of this matchup was always going to play Røkkr. So now we have a New York versus Røkkr matchup. And again, as you said, Phil, a tough one. Again, I think New York have got tons to prove. And winning a game against, or winning a series against the Minnesota Røkkr right now, that would be tremendous. You know, if anyone is to turn the perception of a team around right now, I mean, that's how you get it done. And then, they play Toronto Ultra in the semi-finals. I mean, that would be unbelievable to see, like, FaZe, you got either London, or you're gonna have either LAOG in one semi-final and Toronto and New York in the other. I mean, what is this? Like, this is the turnaround now, mid-season, where everything seems to be on its head.
It is wild. I didn't think it could get much worse than Legion. You know, getting just one map win. Mutineers at their own home series don't win a map. 3-0'd by Røkkr, 3-0'd by Subliners. That is so hard to kind of take on and move forward from, but I hope they can bounce back. We saw obviously difficult home series from the likes of Ravens. They got 2-0'd in the previous one. They come back and they've already found themselves a victory here. But honestly, like you said, it's just interesting to see these mid-table teams really battling it out and going toe-to-toe. The big question, I think, when it all comes down to Sunday is, can someone dethrone the likes of FaZe? I think FaZe are still the firm favourite, but they're not through to the final automatically. They have to beat a couple more squads just yet.
Yeah, it's ways to go, mate. We're only, we've got a couple games left here on Saturday.
Midway through Saturday.
Sunday is going to be very, very interesting to say the least. But man, what a day this has been. Really, like, I'm hugely impressed by what Toronto Ultra have done. Now I'm impressed by what New York have managed to do. We're going to have our PlayStation instant reaction with one of the players coming up in just a moment. I don't actually know who just yet. We're waiting on that information. That should be a fun one. Keen to see how New York are feeling right now, because you go from a team who were struggling to get wins, who were frankly embarrassed at the Minnesota launch weekend, now managing to turn their league around. Man, I'm just so excited to see how the team feels about that one. I don't really talk to many people on the New York roster. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the schedule here. This is again brought to you by the US Army. We've got a couple of games coming up still. New York is done there. They're going to be playing the Minnesota Røkkr a little bit later on tonight. We've got the London Royal Ravens going up against Los Angeles OpTic next. Ooh, that's going to be fun, man. A bit of a rematch, dude. Bit of a rematch, and you can tell, like, I think OpTic Gaming, they want that so badly, dude. After the way they lost that first series to London, they would love that rematch.
Yeah, we haven't seen a game 5 today. I think we will see one in the upcoming games. We might actually see 2. Røkkr versus Subliners is going to be a great match. Ravens, I think they'll be a little bit sour about how things have gone, and I understand, you know, these guys will want to shut down OpTic. I think they'll feel like the better team going into that series. OpTic have had their struggles, but nice to see OpTic, you know, pick up a series, pick up some CDL points. But this is where we get down to, you know, the real important bits of the tournament, and we start sending team homes. Paris already gone. We already say goodbye to the home team of Mutineers.
Indeed, mate. Well, we're getting into the business end of the Florida home series so far. The tournament starts to heat things up. Well, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back after the break, we're going to have Lottie with our PlayStation instant reaction. Should we be talking to Attach, friends? See you after this.